Hello, Good Dragon Actual. So today's topic is how VNB is impacted for participating business and for non-participating business, right? Which one is better? And I mean, how it kind of impacts what is the overall like which one company would probably choose depending on VNB, and which one company should be kind of avoid, or what are the intricacies there. Now, so first of all, what we need to understand is what is VNB. It is something that if you are kind of only studying papers, you have not kind of worked on. So this is a concept which will be difficult to understand, or it is not given in papers in that much detail. So VNB stand for value of new business, as you can see in your screen. Right. So value of new business means that it is used to measure the profitability of the new business written in a period. It is the present value of all future profit to the shareholder measured at the time of writing the new business contract. Right. So what does this mean? Like, this is written in a very complicated manner. What does it mean? So at the point of sale, suppose you are selling a product at say 1st of Jan 2023, right? So on 1st of Jan 2023, you can make certain assumptions of mortality, of expense, lapse, like normal life insurance assumptions, and you can then project your business, right? So you have the premiums, you have the benefits, you have the expense, you have the withdrawal, etc., etc. Based on that, if you normally calculate that, that reserve formula, like expected present value of benefit plus expected present value of expense minus expected present value of premium. So with that, within a that will probably give you the loss, because the outflows are on the other side. So if you kind of change the signage, so that will give you the profit, right? So if you at the point of sell, you are kind of trying to determine the profit. Now in this case, it is one thing is very important, is the acquisition expense. Here, when you kind of calculate the reserve only consists of maintenance expense, because you are supposed to keep reserve for only for enforced policies, and the reserve has, and the acquisition expenses in the past, and reserve is usually, the reserve, by reserve we mean prospective reserve. But in this case, because you are kind of determining the value or determine the profit at the point of sale, the acquisition expense is also kind of considered to be incurred at the point of sale. The acquisition expense is very important. Now here I would like you to stop the like kind of pause the video and think whether VNB would be calculated, whether VNB is the expected figure or VNB is an actual figure. So I just want you to stop the video and think and come up with an logic why VNB, if you say it is expected, why VNB would be expected, and if you say VNB is an actual figure, why VNB would be actual figure. So I hope you have paused the video and you have thought over it. So VNB in its like in by its definition would be an expected figure. Why it would be an expected figure? Because everything is kind of assumed, right? You don't know the premium at that point of whether how much premium you are going to get, how what the assumptions are. In any case, those are expected. You are only expecting this much of claim mortality, and this much of benefit has to be paid. So everything is expected here. You are only expecting everything, right? So that's why VNB would be an expected figure. So after the policy has been sold, there is one thing that will change, right? That thing would be the acquisition expense. So you have an expectation for the acquisition expense at the start, and maybe you are selling the policies 3 years down the line, 3 months down the line, or 2 months down the line. Then you would see the actual acquisition expense that has been incurred, right? Because of that, the acquisition expense can be more than your expected expense, or it can be lower than your expected expense. So what will happen if your acquisition expense is more than actual acquisition expense is more than your expected expense? Then that situation is what we call expense overrun. In this case, we'll call that acquisition expense overrun. So if your loaded expense or your expected expense, by loaded I mean what is kind of put into the actual software, or the Excel sheet that is used for calculating the VNB. So if that is lower than the actual expense, then there is an expense overrun, right? That situation is not good for the company. Obviously, you can understand. Now you have already seen my video why participating products are sold even when 90% of the profit is kind of given to the policyholder. If you have not seen this video, from this point onward, you will not understand one thing that I'm going to say. So you have to kind of go back and see that video. It's only a 7-8 minutes video, so it will not take much time. That's why this 5-minute series is all about, right? Kind of mentioning about the important concept in just, or explaining the important concept in just 5 minutes. So because participating product are initially sold when the company is new, just to, kind of make the balance sheet look good. So what will happen in this case? Suppose you have an acquisition expense of 200 rupees, right? And because of in non-participating policies, what will happen? The VNB, the entire 200 expense would be factored into the VNB, right? So that would give you slightly lower profit margin, right? Because you are kind of considering 200 there. But in case of participating product, what will happen? Only so you'll allocate a portion. So whatever your profit is, only 10%, right? Only 10% will be kind of belonging to the shareholder. Remaining 90% will belong to the policyholder. So out of this 200 rupees, right? Uh, and suppose this 200 is your expected figure, right? So out of this 200 rupees, 10%, that is 2 rupees, would be kind of uh, will be reflected in the balance sheet of the company, and the remaining would be reflected in the revenue account, or which is the policyholder account. The company is just maintaining that account, but company is not impacted by that account, right? So suppose in reality what happens is your expectation was 200 rupees, but it actually turned out to be 240 rupees. So what will happen for non-participating business? The expense overrun would be of 40 rupees, right? Because of 240 minus 200, the expense overrun is of 40 rupees. But in what will happen in this case, in case of participating policies, although the actual expense overrun is 40 rupees, but because it is 10%, right, it will come out to be 4 rupees only. So it's because VNB is an absolute term, like VNB is not kind of expressed in percentage unless you are kind of calculating VNB margin, but VNB is expressed in absolute number, like it will be 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 200 rupees, like that, right? So because of that, what will happen in non-participating product, because of the acquisition expense overrun, the VNB would look much poorer. If the product has similar specs, similar features, the VNB would be much lesser as compared to a non-participating as compared to a participating product, because only 4 rupees is kind of calculated there. Obviously the VNB would also be lower, because in participating you are in case there is profit, then the VNB would be lower in case of participating product. But in case of loss, because you are selling the product at the start, right? Participating product are usually sold at the start of the insurance company, and because at that point of time you are supposed to make losses, in when you are selling the participating product, the VNB or the loss that you see initially at the point of sale for participating product would be much smaller as compared to when the VNB, that is the VNB of the non-participating product. And that gives you another reason why insurance company would try to sell participating product at the start, because the margin VNB is the actually the profit that you are going to expect, right? So that would be much better for participating product as compared to the non-participating product, right? And the same thing would continue until and unless the insurer kind of moves into profit. Till that time, because when till the time the insurer is in loss, the maintenance expense overrun, earlier we are considering the acquisition expense overrun, in this case the maintenance expense overrun will also be treated similarly. 10% would only come into participating products. And that's why the VNB of participating, although VNB is a concept that is only relevant for relevant for the acquisition or relevant for the new business. That is why it's called value of new business. After that it becomes VIF, which is the value of in force. There you don't consider the acquisition expense. So the VIF would be much better for the participating product as compared to the non-participating product. But when the company start making profit, this thing would change, right? Because in that case, the profit would be more for the non-participating product as compared to the participating product. And when the company can make profit at a later point of time, maybe a 5 year down the line, 6 years down the line. And so that gives you another perspective to understand why the company should start with selling participating product when the company is new, right? And VNB can be influenced by n number of factors, by the volume of business, by the size of business. In fact, if you change by the mix of business, if you change the mix, even the volume might change, right? So there might be n number of things, but like this session is not for VNB or understanding of VNB. In fact, VNB is a concept that will go away along with embedded value after the implementation of IFRS 17, because that is kind of captured in CSM. The VNB is captured in CSM, the VIF is captured in CSM. So CSM is a figure that will be kind of roll forward every time. It is not a particular at a point of time figure, unlike VNB and VIF, which is a particular point of time. VNB is calculated at the point of sales, VIF is calculated at the end of a financial year, just to kind of see how the profit is kind of emerging. So I hope that you understand this video. This video, along with the 90% why participating policyholders, participating policies are sold even when 90% of profit are given to the shareholder. These two videos will give you a clear picture that why, when insurance company should sell a participating product and when the insurance company should stop selling a participating product. So if you like the contents of this channel, please like, please share with your group. I've recently been told by a few of my colleagues that there are a couple of actual groups that they have in their coaching centers and everything. And please share this video with those groups so that they can also learn along with you. And for any feedback, please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. And this next week, there would be no video on Monday because I am making a psychological kind of video on the trolling aspect. Trolls is something that India, I believe that India is the troll capital of the world. Everyone here, after, especially after COVID, everyone here is up kind of trolling everyone. And I have an actual kind of way to look at things, and also psychological way to look at things. Why suddenly so people are become trolls? Why people are kind of trolling each other? What is the benefit of trolling? What is the disadvantages of trolling? So that is one interesting concept. And because I mean, each one of us is kind of facing that, and if we have a different perspective to look at things, I think it will be better. So it would be a slightly bigger video, and that's why it will be released on Wednesday. So there will be no video on Monday. This video will be released on Sunday. And yeah, I hope you like the contents of this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that you know when I release a video. Thanks for watching, and see you in future.